OpenAI has broken new ground by releasing its first open-weight large language model since GPT-2 in 2019, unveiling GPT-OS 120B. Jeez.
They named
OSS.
these badly on
Oh my
purpose.
gosh, it's back. You guys need to talk to each other. These models are what's called open weight and can be run on new laptops. Now, Thomas, when I hear the term open weight, that means skinny guys can fight big guys in the arena. What does open weight mean?
So when you have a large language model, you have this kind of data set, and then you tune the weights statistically in terms of what kind of answers that data set gives you. And a lot of the AIs are all buying their data from the same handful of vendors. And part of what their competitive advantage is how they weight the answers, how they tune it to be more however it is. And you can tune it in any number of directions. And an open weight model is open source. So this open weight model is open source. You can download it, you can install it on your computer, and you can run it yourself. And you can tune it yourself to be more snarky or to be more conservative or what have you. And the big advantage of any sort of open source model, there's a couple of advantages. One, you have higher privacy. So you're not using it in the cloud. It's all on your computer. So some people, the reason that they don't use AI is that they're concerned about interception of sensitive information. That's not a particular concern for most authors, because most authors want the AIs to be familiar with their book so that they'll recommend their book. But for other people, if they're talking about medical things or maybe they're really sensitive about their book, knowing that it's never being transmitted over the cloud even securely can set them at ease.
Or if you're a military intelligence analyst is conducting an analytical heat map of signals for a particular region, please use the open weight model.
And tune it yourself. Although really, I would talk with your command. They may have a special proprietary model for you. So if you have a modern laptop, so one with a really fast GPU, so like a M4, M4 Pro or M4 Max Mac, you can run this on your machine, which means it's actually cheaper. You don't have to pay for a subscription to one of these other tools. You can actually run it on metal on your machine, and it can be, depending on how fast your computer is, way faster, or at least historically faster than doing it over the cloud. I will say GPT-5 is so insanely fast. It generates text faster than I can read the text, and it starts really quickly. So it's more customizable and it's faster. So what are the downsides of running an AI on your machine? It requires a powerful computer. So that $400 PC that you bought a few years ago isn't going to cut it.
It's not gonna do
it. It's also not, it's never going to be as smart. So OpenAI's last open weight model that they released was GPT-2. And this is the first time they've released an open source model. They've been completely surpassed by all the Chinese AIs. So DeepSeek is really good. And then the other one is called Quinn. Those are both open source, and those are actually more popular for running an open source AI. But OpenAI, their whole goal was supposed to be open source for everything. That's why they're called OpenAI. They kind of forgot their mission, but this is a kind of nod to their mission. And so I would say, though, it's not beating Quinn in a lot of the benchmarks. So, and DeepSeek, a lot of those are competitive, and I'm predicting we're not going to get any updates to these models for months or years. I feel like OpenAI releases a new open model every year or two. And so right now it's like competitive with the Chinese models, but I'm guessing 6 months from now, the Chinese models will have leapfrogged it. So if you're wanting to use an open source model, the Chinese ones might be better. The Chinese ones are also easier to jailbreak, where they'll just stop nagging you that you shouldn't be asking about how to kill 500 zombies with a nuclear bomb. So the OpenAI is taking security really seriously, which is actually irritating for authors using it for research.
I have questions about your solutions to small numbers of zombies.
I was trying to think of something that would trigger the AI off the top of my head.
Anyway, moving on.
More complicated. The final downside, real quick, is that it's more complicated. So going to ChatGPT is really easy. Just go to chatgpt.com and start typing, installing a model on your computer, downloading the 20 gigabyte file. All of that requires a higher level of sophistication. So for most people, most of the time, I recommend that you use the cloud-based solution, like what you can find in the Patron Toolbox.
So, speaking of, Thomas is working on some really cool stuff in the Patron Toolbox. I kind of pitched an idea at him today about finding in-person sales events like cons or farmers markets or whatever, and see if it can find you stuff based on your location, and if it can give that lead time that a lot of these events require. Because the Tucson Book Festival, which is huge, it has 130,000 attendees every year. They just closed their application for March of 2026. So I got in, and I'm on a waiting list to pay $800 for a 10 by 10 booth. But if there's some kind of Patron Toolbox model, and so I've been bugging Thomas about this. I think it'd be a huge help to authors, and I just like giving him more work to do.